It's important to make the right decisions, like when to go for it on fourth down, or when to kick the field goal or go for the touchdown. It's also important to make the right insurance decisions, too. That's why my office, Trey McAdams State Farm, is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Our office will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages, so you'll know what to expect when the unexpected happens. With Trey McAdams State Farm, it's easy to make the right call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Proud sponsor of the Tennessee Vols.
The best sixth man in the country undoubtedly belongs to Tennessee's Jordan Gainey, and earlier in the week when I asked Cade Phillips to describe the impact of Jordan Gainey, he did it best when he described it as, it has to hurt your heart if you're an opponent and you see Gainey coming off the bench. The Vols pulled off in Champaign. Let's relive a couple of those game-changing moments for Tennessee. I'm Paige Dower. This is the Field Pass on Full Disclosure. Nothing seemed to be going Tennessee's way against Illinois, even in the areas you thought they could control, like the types of shots they would take. I mean, the end of the night, 32% from the field, 25% from the three-point line. So it was absolutely an off night in the scoring department for Tennessee. Then you compound that with the absurd amount of fouls and trips to the free throw line that was featured in this game. Combined with both teams, they went to the free throw line 64 times. Illinois made more free throws than Tennessee attempted. And then you combine that with the fact that Sakai Ziegler and Chaz Lanier were in foul trouble for really much of the game before fouling out, and in the second half, we hardly saw them at all. So it just seemed improbable that Tennessee was going to be able to pull off this game. But what we learned from this matchup against Illinois is that Tennessee possesses qualities that maybe past Tennessee teams didn't fully possess. This is a seasoned and veteran team with reliable scorers. You take, for example, last year, if Dalton Knecht didn't have the ball in his hands late, you'd almost start to panic. But in this year's team, you don't necessarily see that. And the reason that they were even able to have a chance to have a buzzer-beating play featuring Jordan Gainey is because of the composure that they had with their veterans, whether you think of staples like Jemai Mashak or newcomers like Igor Milicic. Their composure throughout this game allowed them to have a chance to be in the game late and to just walk it off against Illinois simply. You take, for example, 90 seconds in the second half that absolutely changed the momentum of this game, and it was because of Darlin Stone-DeBar, who's missed much of the season because of personal matters and then being in concussion protocol. When they were down 50-44 against Illinois in the second half, it was Darlin Stone-DeBar who absolutely shifted the momentum of this game in a time span of about 90 game seconds. He had 5 points, one of which was a long-range three-pointer, a floater, a block, and a defensive rebound. That gave Tennessee life late in this game, and Igor Milicic had nothing but high praise for D-Stone after the game.
Oh my God, he came in, he made that three. I think he blocked the shot in the first half. He made a three in the second half, the floater. Insane. I was on the court with him. I was screaming, I was yelling, I was so happy. That was, everybody who stepped on the court was valuable for us.
At Wallace Real Estate, trust is more than just a word. It's been our foundation since 1936. Whether you seek backyard adventures or a quiet spot for your morning coffee, we understand what makes a house a home. Our agents are here to simplify your home journey and to lead you through the process, whether buying or selling. With Wallace Real Estate, you're getting more than guidance. You're gaining a local partner dedicated to bringing your dreams to life. Start your real estate journey at wallacetn.com.
And then as far as Jordan Gainey is concerned, Cade Phillips describes him as the best sixth man in the country. In fact, the team calls Gainey their sixth starter because he says if Gainey played anywhere else in the country, he would undoubtedly be a starter. That was confirmed against Illinois. He poured in a game-high 23 points, so the first time in his 2 seasons as a Volunteer that he had 20-plus points in a game. And then on top of that, 18 of those 23 points came in the final 14 minutes of the game. Of course, none more important than the final 2 points, a la the buzzer-beating layup. Jemai Mashak said that he was nothing but confident that that layup was going to be good. He says it was like Gainey was playing at the park. But for that park-like layup to happen, Rick Barnes had to go 4 decades deep into his pocket to get that play on the court. But Igor Milicic says that it's actually one of Barnes' favorite plays, and they practice it all the time.
We work on it. And I mean, you can ask Coach Rick. He just gave us a story that that's one of his favorite plays ever. So it works. And if Coach Rick tells us to run it, we're going to believe it with all our hearts.
And like I did in my post-game report following an absurd Lady Vols victory against North Carolina Central, I have to share one of my favorite post-game moments, and it came between Milicic and Jordan Gainey.
Come here, brother. The man of the hour.
Thanks for the pass.
So it just continues to reinforce that statement from Igor Milicic earlier in the season when he was like, hey, we're a great group of guys. What can I say? That continues to get reinforced day in and day out. But we have a massive week coming up as it is officially game week for the Tennessee Vols as they get ready for their first ever playoff game. They are now in the first round against Ohio State and how they're getting ready for that date coming up on Saturday. We'll have content on Tennessee football Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So definitely make sure you subscribe and you're locked in for all of the great content Jimmy Himes and I will have coming up on Josh Heupel's Volunteers, plus much more on Lady Vols and the Volunteers basketball team as well. So again, make sure to subscribe. It was great chatting with you guys, and I will see you guys on Monday afternoon.